The evening wrapped the hills in blue. The daylight slipped beyond the view. The pines stood quietly in line beneath the sky too vast to climb. The lake lay still without a sound, reflecting stars it never found. It held the darkness in its face, yet never tried to run away. I used to think that losing light meant I was fading with the night, but every moon I've watched above has borrowed brightness from the sun. And the moon keeps shining through the darkness, never asking if it's bright enough yet. Every silver ray finds another way. I don't have to glow like the ones I used to know. Maybe gentle I can lead just as far as blazing beams. The crickets sang beneath the trees, the willow swayed with every breeze. The quiet hours slowly grew into a softer kind of truth. The stars appeared one after one, without competing with the sun. Together they became the night. 1,000 whispers made a light. I don't know why I fear the dark, as if it stole and made me whole. But every evening I've embraced has taught my heart another song. Maybe every shadow cast was only teaching me at last to look above. Maybe every silent sky was never empty, only wide enough for hope. On the lake beneath the moon, learning peace can fill a room without a sound. And the hardest thing to learn is quiet souls can change the world just by staying kind. Now the morning waits beyond the mountains, but I no longer rush to chase it. Even in the night, there is faithful light. The stars don't ask the moon to become the rising sun. The river never blames the sky for letting evening drift nearby. Every heart was given its own way to shine. Some are dawn, some are rain, some are forests after flames. Some become the wind that carries seeds unseen. And maybe I was never meant to burn the brightest in the sky. Maybe I was always meant to help someone else find their way home, like the moon upon a quiet lake. The summer leaves began to fade. The fields grew quiet day by day. A cooler wind grows golden grain and carry whispers of a change. The swallows gathered on the wires as evening wrapped the hills in fire. No map to hold inside their wings, just faith in where the morning leads. I used to fear the unknown roads, the miles I'd have to walk alone. But every bird I've watched depart was following an unseen star. And the swallows fly before the winter, trusting skies they haven't wandered into. Every beating wing welcomes changing winds I don't need to see. Everything that's meant for me. Maybe courage is inside, maybe courage learns to fly. Forest dressed in amber light, the rivers mirrored open skies. The valley slowly waved goodbye, without pretending not to cry. Far beyond the mountain peaks, the birds became a drifting stream. And somewhere in their quiet flight, my heart grew lighter with the sky. I don't know where tomorrow waits, or who I'll be when I arrive, but every season asks of us to leave before we understand. Maybe every winding path and every question left unanswered was enough. Maybe every open sky was never asking me to know, only to trust. I'm a feather in the wind, finding purpose in the drift, not despite it. And the hardest thing to learn is home is sometimes not a place, but who we become. Now I watch the swallows cross the sunrise, drawing quiet poems through the bright sky. None of them look back to measure where they've been. The horizon never promises, it only opens. The wind never explains itself, it simply carries every wing that's willing to rise. Maybe life was never asking me to have all the answers. Maybe it was only asking me to keep it coming. Like rivers become oceans, like seeds become forests, like dawn becomes the day. So I breathe each new horizon, not because I'm certain, but because the birds have shown me. Sometimes the bravest hearts are simply the ones that keep flying. The valley rested far below, where few would ever choose to go. No grand horizon filled the air, just quiet earth and patient care. The cliffs to watch through every year, they held the echoes without fear, while hidden roots beneath the ground prepared a life without a sound. I used to chase the brightest light, believing that's where hope would hide. But every place the world forgot was gently growing something more. And the wildflowers bloom without permission, turning silence into something living. Every seed unseen carries shades of spring. I don't have to race, every soul has its own pace. Maybe beauty learns to stay where the waiting shapes the day. like whisper words the earth believes. The butterflies begin to dance without a reason, just by chance. The meadow sways beneath the breeze, a quiet song among the trees, and every color softly grows without announcing what it knows. I don't know why the smallest things can change the way a whole heart beats, but every bloom I've come across was once a seed no one believed. Maybe every silent mile and every dream set down a while was feeding roots. Maybe every empty hand was learning how to understand what cannot bloom too soon. I'ma feel beneath the dawn, finding life before it's seen by anyone. And the hardest thing to trust is nothing beautiful has ever rushed the spring. Now the hillside glows beneath the morning, every color tells another story. None of them compete, every shade complete. The rivers never ask the flowers why they bloom at different hours. The mountains never tell the wind which direction it should spin. So why should I measure my becoming against another sky? I'll open like the meadow after rain. I'll blossom without asking to be seen, because the earth has never hurried beauty, and neither will I. The desert wore a coat of dust, a land that almost gave up hope. The canyon walls stood tall and still beneath a sky that wouldn't weep. The silence stretched for countless miles. The sun drew cracks across the earth. It looked as though no living thing could ever call this place a home. I used to think that empty days were proof that nothing else could grow, but every grain beneath the sand was holding secrets out of sight. And the desert waits without complaining, trusting clouds that haven't gathered lately. Every silent seed dreams beneath the heat. I don't have to bloom every moment of my life, maybe waiting is a way. Roots prepare beneath the light. One gentle storm crossed distant hills. Its quiet rain kissed thirsty ground. By morning every faded dune was touched with hints of violet blooms. The butterflies arrive like songs, the bees remember where to land. The wind no longer carried dust, it carried life from bloom to bloom. I don't know why the longest droughts can lead to fields we've never seen, but every flower in the sand was once invisible to us. Maybe every lonely year was gently teaching hidden roots to reach below. Maybe hope was never gone and simply chose a quieter place to stay alive. I'm a desert learning now that even lifeless looking ground can still awaken, and the The mountain rose from broken ground where ancient storms had all come down. Its stone was carved by endless years of silence, heavier than tears. The clouds would circle, then retreat, like thoughts too fragile for the peak. No footsteps stayed for very long, just echoes fading into song. I used to think that being still was only emptiness to fill, but every cliff I've stood beneath was learning how to simply breathe. In the mountain halls the voices passing, turning lost into something everlasting. Every name it hears stays through all the years. I don't have to move to be part of something true. Maybe strength is not the climb, but surviving through all time. This jagged skin, like memories that won't wear thin. The snow arrives, then disappears, yet somehow leaves behind the years. The eagles ride the sky in turns, above the place where nothing burns. And in the wind between the stone, it feels like I'm less alone. I don't know why some things remain while others vanish like the rain. But every summit I have known was built from what was overthrown. Maybe every silent fall and every crack along the walls keeping score. Maybe every word unsaid was never really lost or dead, just changing form. I am soul and I am sky, learning how to not deny what I became. And the hardest thing to know is even silence starts to grow with time. Now I hear the mountains speaking softly, not in sound but in the weight of memory. The wind no longer asks who once stood here before. It already knows, because it has become the answer. Every falling grain of stone was not an ending, it was learning how to stay in a different shape. So I stopped asking where everything has gone, because nothing is truly gone from something that knows how to hold it. And maybe I was never meant to be untouched by time. Maybe I was meant to become a place where even silence remembers names. A wandering planet lost its way, beyond the reach of night and day. No sun to guide its drifting frame, just silent space without a name. The galaxies will pass it by, like distant thoughts across the sky. It turned in circles, slow and cold, a story never left untold. I used to think that being lost was just a price that must be lost, but every star I've come to know was born from chaos long ago. And the planet keeps on slowly turning, even when it feels like nothing's returning. piece of me will go. Maybe motion isn't fate, but something time cannot escape. The comet traces its quiet path, like echoes of a distant past. The void was not as empty now. It learned to hold it somehow. The nebulae began to bloom inside the endless cosmic gloom. And somewhere in that drifting light, it felt like lost could still be right. I don't know why the farthest things still feel like they belong to me, but every orbit I have traced was drawn by what I used to break. Maybe every shattered line was never meant to stay defined or stay the same. Maybe every silent drift was only giving space to lift a different name. I am distance, I am dust, learning how to turn to trust. Once again, and the hardest thing to see is even falling endlessly is movement. Now I watch the planet rewrite its orbit, not as lost, but as something it has chosen. No force above is pulling it back home. It learned to curve without being told where to go. Even gravity was never a prison, just a language it finally understood. So I stopped calling myself a thing that went astray, because even drifting can be a form of arrival. And maybe I was never meant to stay in one fixed place. Maybe I was meant to become a path that creates itself as it moves. The thunder rolled across the hills, the restless clouds refused to still. The ancient oak bent with the wind, yet held the earth beneath its limbs. The rain erased the dusty roads, it carried tears that no one knows. The world grew quiet, cold and gray, as daylight slowly slipped away. I used to think the darkest skies were signs the sun had said goodbye, but every storm I've lived beneath has hidden blue beyond the rain. And the sky keeps opening after thunder, every heartbeat growing a little stronger. Clouds are drifting by, making room for light. I don't need to know where tomorrow's winds will blow. Maybe faith is simply this, walking while the sky still shifts. somewhere in the gentle breeze, I hear a softer part of me. I don't know why the rain must fall before the flowers learn to bloom, but every season leaves behind the reason spring arrives on time. Maybe every flash of light that split apart the longest night was waking me. Maybe every fearful step was leading somewhere I had yet to finally see. On the sky that's clearing now, learning every storm allows light to enter, and the hardest truth to trust is nothing beautiful can stay completely unchanged. Now the sky is wider than I imagined, every sunrise writing a new beginning. Colors fill the air, waiting everywhere. I don't search for signs, they're already in my eyes. Every road I thought was lost led me somewhere worth the cost. The winds still wander, the seasons still turn, but so have I. I am not the storm I carry, I am not the rain that fell. I'm the open sky that stayed behind to welcome the light. The night stretched farther than it should, a frozen hush across the wood. The stars were distant, pale and thin, like memories that never dim. The wind carved silence into ice, where time fell paused between its lines. No dawn arrived to break the spell, just shadows learning how to dwell. I used to think the darkest skies were places I could never rise, but even boards I couldn't see were quietly preparing me. And the sky keeps glowing through the long night, drawing colors no one taught it how to write. Every silent spark finds a way through dark. I don't need to run from the absence of the sun. Maybe light is not a thing, but what the waiting learns to bring. The frozen lakes began to breathe, as if the world remembered dreams. A faint aurora slipped above, like something shaped from hidden love. The mountains stood in patient rows, not asking where the daylight goes. They simply held the open air, as if they always knew it's there. I don't know why the cold must stay before it lets the colors play, but every night I wandered through was drawing lines I never knew. Maybe every endless dark was just a canvas for the spark to learn its name. Maybe every quiet fear was only space for things to appear with everything I thought was lost was just learning how to glow through me. A distant star began to fade in corners where the night was made. No one on earth could ever see the end of it, so gravity, it burned through time, it couldn't hold the story written in the code. Each flicker like a final breath, define what we call death. I used to think the fading light was just the meaning of goodbye, but every glow I've watched dissolve was still a way to stand it all. And the star keeps shining while it's breaking, every moment more than it is taken. Even falling through darkness, it stays true. I don't need a last to prove that I have ever passed. Maybe light is not the length, but how it burns against the end. The void around it bends and waits, like time unsure of its own fate. The galaxies don't turn away, they learn from how it disobeys. A silent kind of sacrifice that never asks for any prize, just keeps on glowing through the night until it becomes the night. I don't know why some things must burn just to become the lesson learned, but every light I've seen depart still stays inside the human heart. Maybe every fading flame was never really meant to change into nothing. Maybe every fragile glow was only showing what we know about becoming. I am ending, I start, written somewhere in the dark between both, and the hardest thing to face is even disappearing grace still exists. Now see, the sky is not forgetting every light that slowly stopped reflecting. They don't disappear, they just change their form. The universe doesn't erase what it creates, it only moves it beyond what we can see. So I stop asking why things have to end, because even endings are still a kind of presence. And maybe I was never meant to keep burning forever. Maybe I was meant to teach the dark how to remember me. Without light, the ocean whispered to the sand and slipped away without a plan. The shoreline waited all alone with empty shells and weathered stones. The evening painted fading blue as quiet winds came drifting through. It Felt as though the sea had gone and left the world to carry on. I used to think that when love leaves, it takes the light along with it. But every tide I've watched for years has always found its way back in. And the tide keeps coming after sunset, bringing waves that haven't reached us yet. Every footprint fades, washed by gentle waves. I don't need to chase everything that drifts away. Maybe life keeps finding me, like the ocean finds the sea. The morning wraps the coast in gold. The breeze no longer feels so cold. The seagulls circle through the sky like hope that never learned goodbye. The waves erase what used to be, then write new stories patiently. And standing where the water bends, I learn not every loss must end me. I don't know why some hearts must break before they learn to beat again. But every shore I've wandered through is welcome back, a brand new tide. Maybe every empty shore and every wave that came before was teaching